Seaside Band. Woo! Woo-hoo. Good morning, everyone. It's so lovely to see you this Sunday morning. So we've got a few announcements for you this morning, but to begin, I would love to introduce the spiritual practitioner who will be holding the light for us for this service, Miss Sharon De Leon. Thank you, Sharon. Well, today we have our monthly basic beliefs class. This will be in the Emerson room immediately after this service at 12:30. The Emerson room is the room closest to the kitchen down the hallway, in case you were wondering. Again, that will be at 12:30. This class is an introduction to the principles and philosophies of science of mind. This class is held every first Sunday of each month. So again, that's 12:30 immediately following second service. We have some really exciting upcoming events here at Seaside. Mark your calendars, February 6th at 7:30 p.m. It will be a very exciting and special performance here at Seaside of modern jazz with Joe Garrison and Night People. One of San Diego's most highly respected jazz composers, Joe Garrison, he'll be collaborating with a mix of jazz legends, including Lynn Willard of our very own amazing Seaside Band. Yeah. Woo! So you can read more about this event on the front page of your program if you're interested, but be sure to mark your calendar for this. It's February 6th at 7:30. And just about to announce the YouTube clip that we have for your viewing pleasure regarding this event. Awesome, I can't wait. That's so exciting. All right, so be sure to mark your calendars for that. As many of you know, Seaside offers awesome opportunities for further educating yourselves about how to put science of mind principles into your everyday lives. So some education that I would love to announce for this February is February 10th, Power of Decision with Master Practitioner Ginny Mills. Please note that this course is actually reduced price. It's now $100. So sign up today in the family room if you're interested. There is also a spiritual mind treatment workshop on February 14th. I've taken one of these before, and it's really awesome. Highly recommend it. And that will be with Ginny Mills as well, February 14th. February 15th will be It's All in the Practice, Apples to Apples, mental equivalent to demonstration, and that is with practitioner Rosedale Jones. What's new here at Seaside is that there is meditation every Tuesday at 9 a.m. with practitioner Trudy Seifke, and that is in the Rose Room, which is right behind me. You can enter actually through the garden, so mark that on your calendars as well. That's every Tuesday at 9 a.m. After service, please feel free to head on to the bookstore, the Catch the Spirit bookstore. We've just returned from the semi-annual gift show, and we have tons of fun Valentine's Day gifts for your sweethearts, so be sure to check that out. February 15th, between services, is the Vows of Love here at Seaside. All couples are welcome to come to Seaside and renew your vows with one another, and you don't have to be married for this event also. Save the date for this year's Seaside Mardi Gras party. Mardi Gras will be at Seaside on March 14th this year. We are going to have tons and tons of fun, just like we did last year. So at this time, I would love to call up Mr. Richard Drutman to tell us a little bit more.
Good morning, Seaside. We are making Mardi Gras an annual Seaside event. We had over 100 people last year, and they just absolutely had a ball. This year is going to even be bigger and better. We're going to have the Bayou Brothers Band. We're going to have a fantastic crawfish broil, probably some crawfish races before they're broiled. and we really have a great time. So it's March 14th. We have a table in the family room where we're selling tickets. It's $60 per person for the full evening of food and fun. And for those that want to just come for the dancing and snacks, we have a $25 ticket. But we want to double the crowd this year. It's going to be all kinds of fun. So let's rally up and get tickets. And Helen, you have some more to announce.
Two more things. One, if you sign up in the month of February, before February 26th, you get a chance to win that beautiful mask back there, which is a real authentic Venetian mask. And then the other thing, that we're looking for artists, because we're going to decorate the walls with banners, AKA the Arts Alive Encinitas thing, but we're going to have our own Mardi Gras banner project, and artists, any of you who are really true artists, please see us at the back table because we can give you more information on that. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, everybody. See you at Mardi Gras.
Awesome. All right, so now, I know we need a moment, don't we, for that? Now it is my pleasure to also call up Miss Denise Seidel to talk to us a little bit more about a super, super exciting event.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here to share with you. You may have, hopefully you have this flyer in your program or in your bulletin. If not, this event, tribute to Paul Robeson, Michael Paul Smith, who many of you have seen and heard perform here. He will be here next Sunday to not only sing other tunes for us for first and second service, but he's going to bring this, we've been trying to do this for years, his tribute to Paul Robeson. And if, excuse me, if you haven't heard Michael Paul before, you'll get to hear a clip in just a second, but Candace Young-Schultz and I drove up to San Juan Capistrano to see this performance years ago. I happen to have been lucky to have met Michael Paul Smith when I was in the choir at Founders 30 years ago, and he doesn't look like he's aged a bit. But anyway, take a look at the clip. I really hope you all will come and be here next Sunday. We're going to have Cafe on Lake right after second service, and then the concert will begin at 1:30 for a love offering. I invite you all. Let's show him our love, okay?
Jericho, Jericho, Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the wall come tumbling down. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, I said Jericho, Jericho, Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the wall come tumbling down. You may talk about
The last thing I just want to mention is that this is done as a part of a tribute to Black History Month, but it's even bigger than that. Paul Robeson, as I've done some research, is more about human rights when he was in his day. So this whole presentation is more so to demonstrate the passion that Michael Paul found in the purpose that Paul Robeson had. Hope to see you here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Denise. For those of you who don't know, I'm Gina Goodman. I am a member here at Seaside, and I absolutely love reading the announcements for you on Sunday mornings. And right now, I would love to invite you all to stand up, say good morning, and introduce yourselves to your neighbors.
Seaside. Well, let's stay standing and do a new congregational song. We hope you enjoy it. The way it's going to work is like a kind of a call and a response. So I'm going to start it, and you all sing it along, and then at one point we're going to sing together, and just follow the words on there, okay?
1, 2, 3.
Isn't this just a wonderful day, y'all? So I say, this is the day, then you sing, that the Lord has made. Beautiful. I will This is the day you sing. Today that the Lord has made. I love it. Let's do it again. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Together we'll sing. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I sing. This is the day you sing. Together that the Lord has made. Beautiful. Come on, Bob. Bob Mathis, everybody. Here we go. This is the day that the Lord has made. Oh, I will rejoice and be glad in it. Together, sing with me. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I sing. This is the day you sing. Together that the Lord has made. Great job!
Thank you, Rebecca. And good morning, Seaside. Hey, what a joy it is to be with you on this Super Sunday at Seaside. It is a big day in our country. One of the big sporting events of the year is taking place, and you are here to start it off and to kick it off with great energy. I mean, for the sporting world, it is like that. It's like their Christmas or their Hanukkah. It is that day they have been waiting all year for, the day in which they've got parties and rituals and the perfect food for their team to end up perfectly, and their strange songs and commercials. I mean, I heard this song. It says, kick me through the goalposts, Jesus, or, it's like, drop kick me, Jesus, neither to the left nor to the right, but straight and true through them, upright and up. Drop kick me, Jesus, through the goalposts of life. That's like... Like, where did that come from? I mean, who in their right mind would ever sing that? But who knows? Anyway, it's a very exciting day. It is a Super Sunday for sure at Seaside. And we always like to start with prayer. And so to take us to that deep place is a wonderful master practitioner, our own yoga teacher of Seaside. This is Linda Light.
Well, let's just take a few moments to go into the stillness. And so it is with a sense of joy and celebration that I go into this God-filled moment. For each moment is filled with Spirit. Each moment is a God moment. And I recognize that Spirit is within me. Spirit is within everything. Spirit is within this day, within this time of celebration that is not just contained here at Seaside, not just contained here in the United States because of Super Bowl, but it goes out into the universe throughout the world. And as I know this for myself, I know this for everyone. It is such a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, deep, and light-filled time that we are in. And so we turn our hearts and our ears to listening to Dr. Reverend Christian's message. We sing with our voices from our hearts. We are uplifted. We feel the wholeness. We feel the centeredness. We feel the expansiveness of this moment, of this service, and of this day. And so from my heart, I feel the gratitude and appreciation for having this time together, for being in that place of awareness, of connection and oneness. And so it is.
God is real. God is magnificent. God is light. God is love. I am real. I am magnificent. I am light. I am love. We are real. We are magnificent. We are light. We are love.
That's beautiful. That's Rebecca J., accompanied by Lynn Willard there on the piano. Linda Light, beautiful prayer. Thank you very much. Hey, what I like to do at this time is, last week was a significant day in the year of Seaside. It is the day where there's a little bit of the changing of the guards on the board level. Well, last week was an annual meeting where the congregation came together and elected 2 new board members, or actually 3, as 3 were going off. And so I want to invite up onto the stage the 3 that are stepping off this year. We acknowledged them last week with Bill with his gavel as president, Cindy as 3 wonderful years, and Helen Lipka, who headed up a wonderful development committee with the various pieces. But I also want to invite up to the stage this time Rick Merica, who was elected your new board president for this year, and allow him to introduce your new board. We'll have them just come up on stage so we can give them a quick little bit of loving. So. Take a mic.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Excuse me. We have, as Christian just said, we have these 3 board members that are leaving us after a lot of hard work over many, many years. And the new board members coming on, I'd like to introduce one at a time. So, Chantel, would you come up, please? Chantel O'Donnell. And Edwin, are you here? Edwin Robinson. I'm sure everybody knows Edwin. He's been around here for a long time. And last but not least, Mr. Richard Drutman. Come on up, Richard. Last year's Mardi Gras King, by the way.
I just want to say we're starting a new tradition today, and the board members who are stepping off are giving our sashes to the new board members in appreciation of their commitment and all their effort yet to come. So here we go.
Hey, your new Seaside board. Woo! And I'd also like to honor the individuals that are continuing on who still have a couple more years. And that is Lori Gertz, who will be your new vice president of the board. Lori, you want to stand? She's standing, a little wave there. And Valerie Rodriguez, who was at the first service, she is going to be the board secretary. So, and then Chantal will be your treasurer for this upcoming year. So with that, Debbie, take us a little bit further into spirit here.
Hello, welcome. Wonderful new board members. It's going to be an exciting year at Seaside. It is an exciting year. We're creating an amazing life this year. I want to just take a moment to welcome you if it's your first time here. Please know that you're welcome. We honor all paths to God. Wherever you've been in your life, wherever you're headed, you are welcome here. We have open arms and open hearts to welcome you. If it is your first time here, we do have a new member package for you. It's at the door when you come on in there on the new member table. It's an envelope, and inside of it has all sorts of goodies. There it is. It has a CD and a magazine and some coupons for the bookstore and muffins and that sort of thing. So be sure to pick one up and learn a little bit more about Seaside. Also today, we do it once a month, and today is the Sunday that following service in the Emerson room, I will be teaching a brief basic beliefs class. It's just the science of mind principles. We go over them, review them. So if you have any questions or wondering a little bit more about our philosophy, please join me today. We'll be done in plenty of time for the game, so you don't have to worry about that. And I just want to mention Gina, who does our announcements. Isn't she wonderful? Yes. She brings that wonderful new energy to Seaside that we've been looking for. We opened our hearts to receive her, and here she is, along with a few other peers. And and Gina is the leader of the new young adult ministry. So that's an exciting thing for this year as well. So if you have a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old in your household, or somebody that you know that would like to connect with like-minded individuals, please have them come and connect with the girls. They're happy to have their group grow, and they've got all sorts of exciting things planned. So we just have lots of wonderful things going on. She told you about the classes that are coming up, and please take a look at the family at the table in the family room. There's all sorts of good February offerings, as well as I want to just remind you that on Wednesday evenings we have the Going Within service. Reverend Lori Mack and myself have the honor of sharing that evening. This week on Wednesday, it will be myself and practicing the principles, and the topic is everlasting love. So I invite you to come and join us. And today, Dr. Christian's talk is the power of peace. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the 365 Days of Science of Mind. It's a daily reader written by Ernest Holmes. I acquaint myself with peace, that will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. When we give a spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer, we are recognizing the presence of God in, around, and through us. It is the closeness of the divine presence that gives us the feeling of peace that is accompanied by a consciousness of power. I believe that the spirit within me, which is God, makes perfect and peaceful the way before me. I enter into conscious union with everything that lives. I commune with the Spirit in all people and in all things. I feel an intimate relationship to the presence and the power that controls everything. I put my whole trust in God. I know that the Spirit gently leads me, wisely counsels me. I know that the love that envelops everything flows through me to everyone, and with it there goes a confidence, a sense of joy, and of peace, as well as a buoyant enthusiasm and zest for life. There comes back to me today everything that makes life worthwhile, everything that flows from the inner realm of fathomless peace, the indwelling presence of God. So we just take these words inside. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes and just move into that place of the indwelling presence of the divine. I know that there is only that one power and that one presence, and it is God, and it is good, and it is peace, love, joy. I know that I am one with all that is. I know that I am one with this peace. I know that I am one with this love. And just as I know this is true for me, I know it's true for each and every individual here in Seaside. I know it's true for each individual in the world. I know that each one is the face of God. Each one is a divine expression of spirit, perfect, whole, and complete right here and right now, knowing that there's nothing to fix, nothing to heal, only to reveal that divine presence, which is always, always present. There is nothing but. There's nothing but love. There's nothing but peace. There's nothing but the divine. And I know for each and every individual that their life is absolutely blessed as they move in this divine flow of peace and love and prosperity. I know for Seaside Center for Spiritual Living that it is divinely blessed by the presence of each and every individual here, knowing that each and every person that walks through our doors is called here by divine assignment, that we are a light. We are that place of rest, that place of fellowship, that place of joy. I'm so grateful to speak these words. I'm so grateful to know this truth as I just simply release these words into the divine nature of the law, knowing that in the mind of God, it is already done, it is already complete, and so it is.
All right, well, good morning, Seaside. Isn't today a wonderful day? Well, it's my honor to introduce our guest artists for today. They've been here with us many, many times before, and they always just bring some wonderful music. So without further ado, let's give some love to Janice Edwards and Nathan Fry.
Good morning. All right, I see the sun is out. That's good. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who is my friend when friends are gone? Nobody but you. I do mean you. Who is my friend when friends are gone? Nobody but you. I mean you. Who is my friend when friends are gone? Who defends me through right and wrong? Nobody but you. Oh yeah. Nobody but you. And I do mean you. Come on now. Who is a salt in my bread? Nobody but you. Nobody but you. And I do mean you. Hey. Who is a salt in my bread? Nobody but you. Nobody but you. Oh yeah. Come on now. Who is a salt in my bread? Who is my doctor in my sick bed? Oh, yeah. Nobody but you. Oh yeah. Nobody but you. And I do mean you. Come on now.
That's Janice Edwards and Nathan Fry. They're talking about you. Boy, man, I am all pumped up and the heart is going. Oh, nice job, you two. Hey, well, woo. Nathan and Janice. Woo. All right. Well, this message is for you. Oh, so here we are. The power of peace. That's it. You know, like after your workout in yoga, then you got that peaceful moment. That's just recline into that pose. Okay, so hey, that comes from, for 18 years, this is the 18th season, the season for nonviolence. Season Nonviolence starts on January 30th, and it is 64 days, beginning on the 30th, commemorating the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, and 64 days later, it's honoring that time, that assassination on April 4th when Martin Luther King was assassinated. It is 64 days and ways in which you can practice peace and nonviolence within your life. And we used to initiate it at the UN, in the United Nations. In its third year, I had the opportunity to address the United Nations about the season for nonviolence. So it holds a deep spot in my heart and in my soul. And I wanted you to be aware that all 50 states at one time or another in the last 18 years, the governor has proclaimed it the season with a proclamation. In the city of Encinitas, our mayor has done it 3 times. There are over 900 cities in 67 countries around the world that have practiced this 64 days of nonviolence. And so it's just a powerful time. And I want us to recognize that peace is not just a passive thing for wimps, but you take a look at Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi, and they were fervent, they were passionate. They had energy. They took action with what it is they believed. Ross Perot said that an activist isn't one who just says, you know, the water's dirty. They go down and they clean the river. That is what we have got to begin to do, is take the action with what it is that we believe. And it is not about doing battle against, but rather it is coming into alignment with that soul expression for peace. Mahatma Gandhi, you know, the Hindu philosophy really started this concept, probably was around before him, but he was known for saying an eye for an eye is making the whole world blind, which we have taken even further. The Western, out of science, Einstein, he said that peace cannot be maintained through force, it can only be accomplished through understanding, which is a lot different than some of the approaches that are out there. What is it that's going on? What is it that I need to understand that is having you act out in such a horrific kind of way? The Buddha, I mean, this concept of peace, you'll find it in the great philosophy. In Buddhism, the Buddha says you find peace within, don't seek it without. Hazrat Inyakan, the one who brought the Sufi order to the West, he says that you'll find peace within, and when it is established, it will be sufficient to address the struggles in your life within or without. Or the good old American peace, love, and rock and roll, Jimi Hendrix said, you know, when the power of love is greater than the love of power, then there will be peace on earth. It is a divine vibration. There is a power to peace that wants to express itself, and we get to be that channel. You get to take a look. What is it that I can do? You know, take a look at your life and see what is just turning your insides. Where is it that you feel a struggle, that you feel like you're about ready to do battle, and say, how can I approach it in a nonviolent, peaceful kind of way? Take a look at that and see how you can be a different kind of expression. Because one of the ironies of the season for nonviolence is the first Sunday of the season, which is like day 3, is the Super Bowl this year. You talk about American gladiators taking to the field in such a violent concussion kind of expression for the whole world to see is interesting, kind of. But it, of course, is done in fun. It's done in sport. It is just an interesting concept to see. You know what I truly believe? If the sports fans were as fervent about their spirituality as about their Super Bowl team winning, they would have their spirituality fulfilled. You know, Martin Mead said that there's nothing like a soul on fire. You know? What can turn you on? What can get you on fire? I mean, besides Super Bowl seats. Oh, but you may have heard the story about the lady who was at the Super Bowl. She had this great seats right on the 50-yard line, and a gentleman was coming by, and he saw that there was a seat next to her, and asked, "Is that seat available?" And she said, "Yeah, it's empty." And he said, I just don't understand. Who in their right mind would leave a seat this great at the 50-yard line at the Super Bowl? And she kind of bowed her head and said, I'm sorry to say it's my seat. My husband and I have come to every Super Bowl since we were married in 1974, and he has passed away. And this was his seat. And he said, the guy just said, I'm so sorry. I got to ask, couldn't you have found like a family member, a friend, or a neighbor? And she said, no, they're all at his funeral. I'm telling you, if you had as fervent for spirit as you are for the Super Bowl team, your life would be transformed. Let your soul be on fire for that presence of God and to bring your life expression forward in life. That same kind of passion that one puts into what is truly true to their heart. But when the challenge is sometimes those beliefs that we get become so enclosed that, this is what I know, this is what I'm doing, this is what I believe, that we become addicted to our beliefs. Beliefs, they give you power, but a lot of times beliefs will also close us in, and the heart doesn't know what it's missing. If the heart has been closed out by your belief that it's taken charge and said, this is the way it's supposed to be, or this is the way you're supposed to act, and this is what you're going to defend because this is what is important to you, and you're going to hold your ground, then all of a sudden you begin to be inflexible, to be that place for a new expression, a new kind of peace to take hold in your life because you are fervently defending that belief that you're addicted to in your life because this is what's right, this is the way it has been. And all of a sudden, rather than being understanding, as Einstein was saying is necessary to bring peace into the world, you are holding on to your position. George Bernard Shaw said, forgive them. They believe the customs of their tribe are nature's law. Yes. Forgive them. They've got this belief that their custom is nature's law. In other words, this is what I believe is the truth. This is nature's law. And this is what my clan believes. This is what my tribe believes. This is what my nation believes. This is what we are going to defend because it is nature's law that you behave or act in a certain way. You take a look at nature, it is diverse. It is about diversity. It is about the wide expression. If you want to be able to live in peace, then you've got to let go of everything having to look like you and the way you are. That is being able to embrace the diversity and the unique expression of every living creature on this earth. We all have our unique expression. And as you begin to step into that place, you've got to go beyond that chatter of that controlling mind that is stuck in that belief that says it has to look a certain way. You've got to be still. You've got to be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. And as you listen to this quiet voice inside of you, you'll begin to see some of your opinions come up. Some of those beliefs that come up. And some of those judgments that come up. And don't engage with them at that point. Just notice, witness, observe. As you suspend your judgment, you'll begin to see the energetic patterns begin to unfold before you. You begin to observe some of the things that have encased your heart or have kept you from a place of understanding, but forcefully holding your ground in your position, which is not always what produces peace in your life or in your internal space. If you suspend that judgment and you don't engage in the conversation with what's going on, you just notice, stop at 3 o'clock in the afternoon one day and take a look at your opinions. You'll be amazed how they're all right. I'm always right. If you take a look at your judgments, I know what is best here. But do you really? But yet we get into that position of where we are trying to hold on to that. And as we try to hold on to those things, all of a sudden, you got the pain of your worry. You got the pain of a mind that gets overactive trying to make sure everything fits in the perfect parameter, in the perfect place. All of a sudden, you've got the pain of attempting to control. You are having your insides eat away through the anxiety, trying to figure out every different one of the scenarios, as opposed to stepping into a place of trust and letting go and surrender and believing and being that vortex where peace is prevailing and where it is having its way. But no, I've got this worry thing going on. Look what could happen if it doesn't go my way. Look what could happen if things just don't turn out in my house how they are supposed to be, because I know my judgment's right. I stopped at 3 and saw. That worry thing, it has no use in your life. It is the misuse, if you want, of your imagination. Have you noticed the thing you worry about is the thing you get? That's right, because you have magnetized it with your emotions. You have magnetized it. See, what you're looking for is what you're looking through. And if you're coming through with too much concern, too much control, too much anxiety, how can you be at peace? How can you have the power of peace? How can you listen to that quiet mind if your mind is so chattering and say, oh, this could happen, this disease, this challenge, this terror, this. Give it up. I mean, yes, when you listen to that voice, sometimes you're told to march. And then you march. But you march with a peace and a power and a presence. Not from a place of frantic attack and just throwing more psychic bombs of attack into the collective consciousness. But when your soul and your spirit says that it's time to walk the Salt March or Montgomery or wherever it is we're called to do. There's an alignment and there is a power that comes from that deep kind of knowing that cannot be taken from you. But see, what happens is when the mind gets in, rather than honoring that something that you've got inside of you, it begins to notice what's been taken from you. There was a study done where some scientists gave a group of monkeys one apple. And it was a psychological study, and they were elated. They were enthused. They got an apple. Then they gave another group of monkeys 2 apples, and they were excited. They were thrilled. They were enthused. And then they took one of the apples away from the monkeys. They both had 1 apple. But was that second group of monkeys happy, excited, enthused? No. They were pissed off. That's a scientific term, if you're wondering. They were angry. They were upset. They went berserk because they lost. We just don't like to lose. They got the same thing. But how often do we take a look at what we don't have or what it is we're losing, rather than living in gratitude, rather than living in appreciation, rather than feeling that power that comes from being blessed in your life? We get distracted. And that distraction is what takes you away from being able to hear that voice that will lead you to a place of peace. If we get distracted by the anger or the anxiety, these distractions keep us from the transcendence, and that is our controlling mind, because it doesn't want you to transcend above its controlling environment. And if it doesn't get you with the worry, the anxiety, the fear, another distraction is boredom or drowsiness. I'm ready to transcend, but I'm a little tired. I'll deal with that tomorrow. Ever notice those distractions that come up for you that keep you from doing that spiritual practice that you know is right for you? I'm just a little bored right now. I'll turn on the TV, watch the Super Bowl. That's not boredom. That is good entertainment. So you get to decide whether you're going to be a worrier or a warrior. Whoa, You get to decide whether you're going to be that peaceful warrior who's willing to go to the edge of what is known, where you have been, the edge of consciousness, and begin to explore new territory where you haven't been. That, of course, is going to stir energy, but all of a sudden that controlling mind will keep you from transcending and say, oh, you've never been there. Who knows what could happen? You could bliss out and never come back, or you may lose your body to another soul. Who knows what your head's doing for you? But if you're willing to be that spiritual warrior instead of a spiritual warrior, you go to the very edge of that consciousness, to a frontier you haven't been before, and you are called into that, and you have to decide, listen to that voice. Am I going? Am I going to truly surrender and be at peace with where I am being called in life? I'm listening. It's leading me forward. I'm going to say yes to this. I'm going to say yes to what is stirring in my soul. And I know there's going to be things I didn't know. And by the world's good, I've got an apple. I got peace. I got friends. I got home. But I'm willing to be open to what's next. Remember the old story of it's a couple. Worked all their lives, very frugal, saving for retirement. And they finally hit that retirement age and retired. And they decided they were going to splurge and take a cruise, Caribbean cruise, the big, tall, white ship, all the different restaurants, the dancing, the discos, the shows. It was a trip of a lifetime. They had never indulged in such a thing. And they were concerned whether their retirement was going to allow them to be retired the rest of their life. So they didn't want to spend too much, but they did get their tickets. And Elaine would probably appreciate this. They filled up their suitcase with crackers and cheese so they could eat and not, run up a tab on all the fancy food with the lobsters and the prime rib and the desserts and the wines and all those things. And so they sat there on the cruise ship at lunchtime and dinner time enjoying their crackers and cheese, the islands, and just everything was wonderful. On the last night, they decided they were going to splurge and go have a dinner, and they had the fancy dinner with the lobster, the prime rib, tons of desserts. They asked the waiter for the bill, and he looked at him and said, "There's no bill. Dinner comes with it. Every meal comes on this cruise." Yeah? Now, it's not as if they didn't have a wonderful time, but there was so much more available to them. I mean, what a metaphor in our life. It's not as if we're not having a good time in life. It's working. We got in and out of relationships, careers and flow and creativity and magic and love, and it's good. But remember, that transcendence is calling you right to the edge of your familiarity with consciousness and where you have been. You may just come to discover there's some scrumptious meals and goodies that have already been given to you that you haven't taken advantage of yet. You haven't stepped into it and said, yeah, I'll take that one. That sounds good, God. Count me in. And when you're listening to that voice within, you're able to say that with a confidence, with an assurance, with a deep knowingness that presence moves through you and that you're able to call it forth because you saw it. You've been there. The veil was parted for you. You saw what is waiting for you. And then you can call it forth with a confidence, with an assurance. You just ask and it shall be given. But I'll tell you, most people are asking and they don't really have a depth of belief and they haven't seen it. Say, yeah, give me $1 million. They don't really believe it. They haven't really been there. There is no consciousness for it to match. When you ask, I want you to ask as if you're sitting at the dinner table with your partner or with a friend. And you see what it is you want on the other side of the table. You see it, don't you? You're at the table. I want that plate, please. You ask them, would you give me that, please? And of course they're going to give it to you, unless they're a jerk. But, you saw it, you asked for it, and it was given. That's the power of asking that I'm asking you to have when you make a proclamation, a declaration, or affirmation for the Spirit to show up in your life. From somewhere that you have already been, that you have already seen. Not, I would like this to happen. Provide for me the $1 million. Clean the river. I want you to be there first. And to live your life from that place. Not as if you were embarrassed to go back and think, gosh, I acted like that. I behaved with that kind of scarcity, or things that came out of my mouth or my actions were less than kind. Will Rogers said, want to live your life so you could sell your family parrot without shame to the town gossip. You doing that? Of course you are. Because we are all on that spiritual path. And there is nothing to hide. We are an open book and stand in the power of peace. You know, when you have been there, and when you have seen that, and you have listened to that voice, and there's something that is stirring in you, and you're not getting caught by the distractions, and you're being called for the transcendence, and you're not listening to the little mind, you're not engaging with the conversation why it cannot be done, you are in a place of power that can do amazing things, and you're coming from a place of peace. You're not coming from agitation, I got to make this happen. You're coming from the power of peace because you've been there. You know that it is already so. And then you are able to do amazing things. No, Malala Yousafzai. That's close. Yousafzai. Anyway, she is the Palestinian teenager. And you may remember, sorry, I'm going to quote a little bit from her for you. The Palestinian teenager who was shot in the head. A bullet went in through her eye socket, bounced around her head, and miraculously didn't hit her brain, and somehow she lived. All because she had the audacity to say that, girls have a right to education. The guy who shot him still runs free. The Taliban still wants to kill her. But she has refused to allow that to stop her cause. If anything, it has empowered her. And so on her 16th birthday, she addressed the UN, and I want to share with you what it is she said. Malala said, they thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed. And out of this silence came thousands of voices. The terrorists thought that they would change my aim and stop my ambition, but nothing changed in my life except this. Weakness, fear, and hopelessness died. Strength, fervor, and courage was born. And then she was doing an interview afterwards with CNN, Christina Ampur. She said, the thing is, they can kill me, but they can only kill Malala. But it does not mean that they can kill my cause as well. For my cause of education, my cause of peace, my cause of human rights, my cause for equality will still be surviving. They only can shoot a body, but they cannot shoot my dreams. And as you probably are aware, she won this last year the Nobel Peace Prize for her willingness to stand with that kind of courage and conviction in a place of peace and not be scared away and not quit, but to be able to stand in her power. And when you come to know that voice and when you come clear as to this is mine to do in this world, you're able to stand with a peace, not with a worry, not with an anxiety, not with a head that's jumping all over the place trying to figure out all these different scenarios. What was it? Shakespeare said in Julius Caesar, the coward dies 1,000 times before death, but the valiant tastes death but once. The coward is the one who thinks about, look, this could happen. Oh, no, that could happen. Oh, no, I can't go there. Oh, no, this could get me. Oh, no, they're really coming after me. Oh, the disease is coming. And the coward goes through all these different scenarios, and 999 of them are wrong, at least. Or the valiant, the courageous, you will taste death when it comes. But you're able to stand with a conviction and a courage, with a peace, with a calm, because you know you're listening to that dream of your soul and your spirit. There is a peace when you say yes to a commitment. You know what is yours to do, and that which isn't, it doesn't even call for your distractions any longer. You are in that transcendent state, for you have been beyond the veil and you have seen what is there. You've got to be willing to dream because it's the dream that will show you the way. Without a dream, how can you make your dream come true? And it was Einstein that said, dreams are a preview of your life's coming attractions. when you've been there and you know, then you can call forth, you can ask, you can proclaim with an assurance that is already sitting on the table because you've seen that. The worry, the anxiety, and the distractions are no longer part of your consciousness. So what we need are more individuals who believe in the infinite potentiality of the divine and become that conduit for its expression, and are willing to march when it's time to march, but are willing to see when it's time to see, willing to hear when it's time to hear, and willing to speak with an assurance when it's time to speak. God bless you in your power. Peace. I love you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Janice and Nathan back to our stage.
Is this your smile? Or is that sunlight through the trees? Was that your sigh? Or just a gentle breeze? Is this your voice? Rolling waves upon the sea? Or can it be that I'm seeing for the very first time?
The rustling leaves that bring your laughter all around, the dancing wind, my feet are barely touching down. Is this a song or nature's perfect melody? Is this a dream or can it be that I'm seeing for the very first time? Yes, time is on your side, and a seed planted in love will grow. We're each a part of everything and everyone.
Now is that my heart, or was that thunder with this rain? Was that a spark, or did you touch me once again?
Are those my eyes, or are you looking back at me? Is it a miracle? Can it be true that it's possible to make one heart of two? Is that a dream? Oh, I do believe that I'm singing for the very first
time. Yes, time is on our side, and a seed planted in love will grow. We're each a part of everything
and everyone.
Is that my heart? Or was that thunder with its rain? Was that a spark, or did you touch me once again?
I lost my eyes, so are you looking back at me? Is this a miracle? Can it be true that it's possible to make one heart of two? Is that a dream? I do believe that I'm singing for the very first time.
Sing for the very first.
Oh, I'm singing for the very first time. For the very first.
For the very first.
Sing for the very first time.
Oh, magnificent. Oh, love that. Janice Edwards, Nathan Fry, making us feel they are singing for the very first time. Beautiful, wow. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in the givingness and the sharing of our offering, the giving of our financial support in honor of God's work that shows up in our life as Seaside. And as you give, it comes back. But it's not why you give. It's an extension of your consciousness. You get to make the declaration through your action, not your words, on what level in which you believe Spirit flows into your life and your world. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and say yes to that, and know that your gift does make a difference here for this community, for us to continue to grow and to serve. And so with that, I'd like to invite the ushers to come forward and say thank you to this wonderful group, and a special acknowledgement to Sonny. Your son just got hired by Delta Airlines to fly the big ones out there. Yeah, so nice. You get tickets around the globe. Does your minister get to go for free too? Anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you those that mail in your contributions. It's greatly appreciated, as well as those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support into Seaside's world. I understand there's 130 individuals who are part of the auto tithe program. So it helps us tremendously, that regular expression. But I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment, that I stand and look across that table and see that abundant flow of God moving into each of our lives. For truly the blessings of Spirit moves through each and every one of us, and we give it access as we open up and allow that wonderful flow to move and enrich and uplift and give us a sense of conviction and security and peace, knowing that that source is inexhaustible and expandable to any level in which we can begin to embrace. So I stand with gratitude, knowing that this is an abundant moment in which the grace and the good of God flows. And so with joy and with love, we send forth this gift into the world, knowing that which has enriched us continues to bless those it comes in contact with. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to practice the wonderful, abundant flow of life. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Seaside. And as I stand before this bounty of love, the expression of joy, I know that as it moves through our individual lives, it enriches and blesses each and every one of us. It is received with great sense of appreciation and gratitude, and it is sent forth back into life knowing that it brings blessings to all those it comes in contact. It is handled in good stewardship, and it is sent forth in love. So I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this moment to pause and to recognize the rich blessings that touch all of our lives from that wellspring that comes from within, and the blessings of the grace it brings to this spiritual community, for it to continue to grow. And so it is. Amen. All right. Richard Drutman, your new board member. Also, Richard's putting on the Mardi Gras. Could you use some assistance and help? That's a yes. So talk to him afterwards. Say, hey, I got time. I want to help out. He's available by the big sign. Let's see. Nathan, Janice, you guys were fabulous today. Love you. What songs? What music? Rebecca Jade, way to be with us and to share your spark and sparkle and all the zest that you bring. And Reverend Debbie, always a joy to share Sunday mornings with you. And Debbie afterwards is doing the basics. So if you want to know more about her philosophy, she is available to you. Wednesday night, this Wednesday, you can see Reverend Debbie. Next Wednesday, you can see Reverend Lori Mack. There is something magical going on Wednesday nights right here. So come check that out. And let's see, musical weekend coming up. Oh my goodness, Friday night, Joe Garrison's group here, 14, 15 individuals sharing some of the most new jazz sounds that are out there. Truly one of the leading ensembles in the jazz community, definitely in San Diego. I have the keyboards as our very own Lynn Willard, so Friday night right here. Saturday, we have Michael Paul Smith. We've been trying to get him to do the Paul Robeson tribute here for years and years. He has finally said yes. So 1:30, plan to stick around for lunch and listen to some good old American music, and which is part of the heart and soul of this country. So 1:30 is the Paul Robeson tribute. Let's see, what else? Oh, here's a special ask I'm putting out there for you. We have just solidified a commitment from a wonderful, powerful speaker by the name of James Van Praagh. You may have heard of him. Coming to Seaside. He's on the bottom of our upcoming list, which is April 17th. Very exciting. He fills the Mile High Center for Spiritual Living with 1,400 seats, fills Seattle with 1,200 seats, the Unity Center with 1,000 seats. This guy has the weekly TV show, communicating with the dearly departed. My ask for you is, Richard has got a whole slew of people helping him. I need a group of individuals that are willing to help me put this on. At this point, there are 0, and it's a big name kind of thing. So my ask is if you could help out next Sunday about 12:30 before the Paul Robeson. I'm going to be meeting in one of the back rooms, and we got to figure out who's going to handle the parking lot, who's going to handle the marketing, who's going to handle press releases, who's going to handle the tickets, who's going to handle the special VIP. And so I need some help. So if you're interested, if you could slip me your phone number on the way out or your email, just slip it in my pocket. I'll call you this week or communicate with you this week and let you know that next week we're going to try to get a group together to just slay the foundation so that night will run smooth and easy and we will have 700 people in our sanctuary. You up for that? Okay. So please give me your number on the way out so I can call you. Hey guys, anybody like to share something? Yes. Hey, Zane.
So what we did today is we learned about how if you're everyone is carrying around an invisible bucket.
Uh-huh.
And
what's in yours?
And I'm getting to that point.
Okay, I will relax. Here, look out so people can see you. There you go.
So what I was going to say is that you have the bucket, and the only thing it can be filled with is the niceness you receive from others. And, well, if you're mean, then you're just grabbing stuff out of other people's buckets and so on and so on. And it's really...
future minister. That is Zane Lancaster. Hey, you got anything in your bucket? Jacob.
Well, it's just all about being nice to each other, and yeah, it's easy. All you have to do is just be nice, and that's the only step.
All right. That's good. Hey, Reverend Lori, your youth and family program is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. This is exciting. Hey, I tell you what, I want to pray. Healing is the thrust of this, and so it is about demonstrating it in our lives, just not my words or Zane words. It is about you manifesting that. So I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to stand as all of us just lift open our hearts and our soul and our spirit and become more receptive to that grace of the divine that is moving in this moment. Breathe into that and feel that peace. That is a power. That is a life force. It is the essence of one's being. It is the first breath. It is the causative factor that brought you into expression. It is that which animates every cell of your being. It is the intelligence of who you are. And so what I know is I can feel that. I sense that. I speak from this place of the infinite, knowing it's all God. And that is moving in this moment that I am spirit expressing. And what I know is the truth of each member of this spiritual community is that there is that journey to a greater conscious connection with the infinite. That its relevant expression shows up in our individual lives as we continue to let go of that controlling mind that's trying to figure out all the things that could go wrong and begin to open up to those things that are going right now. And only expanding to that greater good that brings with it the greater expression of that flow and that life force. For the grace of God fills this moment, and what I see is that light and that joy and that sense of well-being, a deep knowingness that every prayer that has been brought forth to our prayer request chest, every prayer that has been lifted into consciousness asking is fulfilled. That our practitioners speak the word of truth after the service and prayer. That the one you're sitting next to is God expressing. That there's something powerfully good going on in this space, in this time. So lift into this divine vibration of well-being and peace, anything that may be challenging or working on in your life. There's nothing wrong with experiencing human conditions. But if you want to let it go, lift it up into that light and surrender that. And healing happens. Not because I am directing the infinite, but because the infinite is directing my awareness, my beliefs. My heart is no longer closed and guarded and addicted to the walls that have imprisoned it to its not knowingness. I begin to know because I hear that quiet voice. I hear without the judgments. I no longer engage with the worries and the anxieties. I begin to be the valiant, whose life works, whose body heals. For each and every one of us becomes that divine vortex of that God flow as we let go of our will and our control and begin to surrender to that will of the infinite God, that presence, that be a champion of that infinite potentiality of wholeness, of abundance. That is the natural state, is to live within that financial flow of abundant good, to live in a sense of enough, to begin to expand that dream and know that that dream knows the way to its fulfillment, and that there's a courage in the new frontier of consciousness to be able to embrace and discover what is that next step. And with that comes everything that brings the fulfillment and the joy of being. Stand with gratitude for the words that have been spoken, that they're the truth, that they're manifesting here and now, and that I can let go. It's not my doing. I let go, and I live in that wonderful stream. I clear the dirt from the river. I'm active in eradicating that which doesn't belong, but I no longer engage with that which doesn't belong. I engage with the divine, the infinite, the abundant, the joy, the wholeness, the well-being that knows all things and knows how to heal and transform. And this I am grateful for. I'm thankful that the words I have spoken are the truth, that they're manifesting, that they're unfolding, and that they are happening here and now. And I let go to that with an unshakable conviction in the divine right action. It's my life now. And so it is. Amen.
There was was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside, sing it.
So I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here.
No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, our affirmation for the week, touch your heart and say, I am empowered by peace. Again, I am empowered by peace. One more time, like you mean it. I am empowered by peace. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe, through joys and through fears. In this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor our truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace.
got a flamethrower.